My people, what up, though? We back.
Wait, are we live? What are you doing?
No, we're not live, but like we're in person with another episode of All Black Men Need Therapy. My name is Chief.
And I'm Bell.
My name is Prentice.
And we in tight quarters today, but we're gonna make it happen. Fellas, I wish I could show y'all the view right now, but it's real dope. I want to turn the camera around. We on the laptop. I want to turn the camber around so y'all can see it.
What, La Jolla?
Yeah,
say it right?
We're in La Jolla, California.
San Diego. You know what I mean? We always talk about wanting to be San Diegans. You know what I'm saying? So we out here now, but we got a gig tomorrow. Sponsored by the Bezos Foundation. It's the Aspen Challenge. All Black Men Need Therapy going to go out there and give these kids give these kids some gems and whatnot. So I'm kind of excited to be here, fellas. How y'all feeling? What that dope?
I'm good, man. This is the San Diego light got me looking real white skinned out here. I can't wait for the springtime to come around and give me some more melatonin. But I'm good, man. I've been off and on under the weather a little bit.
Say melatonin?
She said melatonin. I let it go. I let it go.
Yeah, y'all know what I meant.
Because he sounded so sure when he said it too.
Hey, well, you say it with confidence, but nobody's gonna question you.
Like, you trying to go to sleep?
Like they probably wouldn't even picked up when had you not said that. I need some more melanin. Yeah, man, I'm good. I've been off and on under the weather. It's weird. Like this, I just can't wait for winter to be over. But I'm good now, man. Not nothing. A lot of traveling. I'll be ready to sit my ass down. But that's it.
Yo, shout out to the hotels too. Like, I think it's just cool. Like when you come in, they got your name on the TV and shit. Like,
that's a sore subject, bro. I don't even know why you just brought that up.
Is it really?
Parents don't got no room yet.
Oh, he'll be all right.
This will be okay. Yeah, shout out to the hotel.
How you get here before us and your roommate ready?
I know. It's been 2.5 hours. I don't know.
No doubt. P, what's good though? Check in, B.
Man, still just decompressing from the Grammys, man.
No doubt. We're going to get into that in a second.
That's really what it is right now because it was so recent. So I'm still, we'll get there.
No doubt.
We will say mine.
No doubt. I'm cooling, man. I'm like really like I wish y'all could show y'all this view. It's like super, super dope right now.
These waves are crazy.
Yeah, we should have
like we're right here on the water. Right.
Oh, we can post it. Is your editing skills good enough to add a picture into this?
No, I can definitely plop it in the middle of this joint. That's not a problem.
Because it's different even us doing this, looking at this from you right now.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like it's a different energy that's coming in.
Like you gotta pull it back.
It's a different energy that's coming in because we're literally staring at the water.
And these waves are massive.
They are.
Nice.
Like I'm from Connecticut, and we ain't got I was telling Prentice, we ain't got no ocean in Connecticut.
Yeah, I'm trying to surf. I don't know nothing about surfing, but these waves like
so you trying to
good luck.
Yeah, get my cowabunga on.
Nah, there's sharks in this motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's true.
No parts of that.
That's why them seal is up. The seals are up on the edge. They ain't getting in that water.
Yeah, I don't want no part. Matter of fact, we should go get the seals, get some footage of the seals, and drop them off up in this video too.
Yeah, we'll do that
so I can see what it's like. But I'm happy to be here, folks. I'm excited, man. Like we done seen each other a lot in the past couple. You know what I'm saying? Past month. That's not true because Pete came to Connecticut, and like a week and a half, 2 later, we at the Grammys, and now we're back here again.
What's it been? 2 weeks now?
2 weeks since the Grammys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's dope. That's what I'm saying. That's the first thing I thought when I saw y'all. I was like, I like seeing y'all this much. Like this feels good.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so let's jump right into it, man. This episode is going to be all about breaking down the Grammys, man. It was a dope experience for us all, but we learned a lot. A lot. Where do we begin?
That's a good question. I don't even want to begin with me. I'm curious because I wanted to sit down and just talk to y'all when we were eating, just to see like what y'all felt.
I can start because for me, I don't think it hit me to how big of a deal it was till I got there. Because I was like muscling my way just to get there because all the travel I was doing, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, all right, I just got to get there. And I was just putting all the pieces in place to make sure I can get out there. And then when I got out there, being right across from the now Crypto Center, not Staples Center, but being right across, I'm like, damn. Then when I could see the red carpet from my bedroom, my hotel room, I'm like, yeah, we really at the Grammys. And then like, when we got there, it was like, yo, this is wild, man. Just like being in the room was so crazy. But from my first impression, I was like, wow, my man's really being nominated for a Grammy. And I'm going to be able to be here with him to share it. which was dope. So that was my initial thing. It was more like not shock, but like gratitude. You know what I'm saying? Like more gratitude. And I'm sure you felt the same way, but at minimum, that's where I was at when I first got there. What about you, Chief?
I think I kind of similar. I didn't know what to expect when I got there, but it felt good, like just getting clean with my homies and being in the room. Like we always feel good when we clean up, and you know what I'm saying. But we was clean. It just felt good to like be clean and just be in the space and like everybody. Some of these people won't even see the people we saw in concert in their lifetime. We in the room with them all,
and we see them all perform.
You know what I'm saying? Like
dope.
Like it's just like you wave at Taylor Swift and she waved back. Like it's kind of cool.
Wild. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Taylor Swift didn't wave at that. They don't listen to him.
You gotta tell it though too. Like,
I ended up connecting with so the way it worked, and for my case, we had to buy tickets because we weren't, you know. So when we get in the space, I'm at the top of the joint, and I end up sitting next to this lady whose sister got nominated, who had like 3 seats next to her. So we go down and we sit in the 2 seats next to her sister. We right in the thick of things, and like
on the floor.
Everybody came down and was sitting all beside us, taking all the seats up, but the seats we were in, nobody claimed. So we was cool, and they ended up leaving early. So I called Bell, like, "Yo, pull up," you know what I'm saying? So we ended up getting some good seats right in the thick of it. It was kind of cold. It was cold, man. It was a dope experience from that perspective, right there, just to be there, be in the room. You know what I'm saying?
What about you, P?
I think again, a lot like y'all. It was a hell of an experience. You know what I mean? And I think most importantly, just everything I learned so much. Like I'm still processing all of it because I really did learn a lot, like over anything. But like I learned so much. I got so much game off of being there. Like we had to get there for me to really. And it's kind of like you too. Like when I saw that red carpet was a block long, which was the most, because I wish y'all would have been in there with me. That was the most daunting thing I've done thus far in my career. Like that red carpet was different. You know what I mean? Like it was having media roll for a whole block and then people with PR. I think the one thing I took away was levels. You know, I'm like, there's still levels for all this shit, man.
So for those of you who obviously, I'm sure a lot of you guys haven't been to the Grammys and on the red carpet. So let's just say the red carpet is a 15-foot wide path that's like
longer than that.
I'm saying wide.
No,
but like
but it's wider
way
than that.
wider.
Let's say it's 30 feet. You know what I'm saying? So there's a block, like a rope, maybe from like, let's say 6 feet from the wall, 10 feet from the wall, and behind that rope is just media for the entire block. It's all the way down. So the celebrities come through and they talk to, the Source magazine and Vibe magazine and whomever else and TV One and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? They talk to everybody as they go through. And it's like Prentice, the word daunting is a great word to express how
that's the only word.
It is. So
it really was, man. It was that's kind of where my brain goes when I think about it. Like it's to that red carpet because I'm standing there in a $2,000 suit feeling like money and then being like, I looked at Sean and I told him, I said, hey, bro, I said, we're in a whole different bracket right now. I said, and also we're minnows in the ocean. You know what I mean? Like we are minnows in the ocean right now. People weren't flagging us down to talk to us at the media. Right. You know what I'm saying? But that's where PR comes in. Did we have PR there on site? We didn't. But my man DC, one of my best friends, shout out to my man DC, working in radio for the past 25 years, he got on it. And DC was our PR, and then boom, we started talking to the Source, we started talking to TV One, and it rolled from there. But it really was, I think, just my first lesson was just the levels in it. You know what I mean? But it felt good to be at a higher bracket, but be at the bottom tier. Yeah, that's when you know you grown.
It's humbling as hell too, because when you go down Media Row and you talk to 10 out of the 30 people that are there,
out of 100,
and some of them are like, "Nah, we won't talk."
Yeah, we got that too. Yeah, you know what I mean? What category? Yeah. Best spoken word poetry. We'll come back in 5 minutes. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, so there were a lot of that. That was one thing. But I say all that to say that's such a healthy feeling for me. You know what I mean? Because I know I got into a different space. I know I moved up in a certain aspect of professionalism. You know what I mean? And so now I'm looking around at that red carpet and I'm watching what everybody's doing. I'm listening to the conversations people are having when they're walking up to certain entertainers. I'm looking at how, certain people are bringing certain people with them, who they're talking to, what they're talking about, what they're promoting. So it was really full of game, man. Like, and I think, you know, people have no clue. It's one of those things you really got to experience to understand everything that comes with the Grammys.
Right. So I think if I had to give me your most memorable experience from the Grammys, like
being in the room when Jay-Z gave his speech. That was what it was for me. Being in the room when Jay-Z gave his speech, and the fact that I was close or closer, because like Chief, our seats was in the nosebleed. My seats was way too expensive.
My nose way too big to be up there too.
Like way up in the damn nosebleeds. But like my seats were so high when Chief told me he got seats on the floor. I'm like, yeah, I don't feel like walking down there. Like,
you did. You said that too.
Yeah, like that's how far it is, man. I'm like, yo, because then I'm like, if I get down there, then they stop me, then I got to come all the way back up here. I'm like, I'm not trying to do that. But I'm glad I did. I ended up getting a drink. I was standing right next to Drake's pops. Like Drake's pops, like, and I didn't speak to him. I don't know him or nothing like that. But his demeanor in person is the same demeanor that you see on screen. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Like,
that's dope.
Just cool as a fan, like not making no waves, minding his business, but everybody coming up to him. You know what I'm saying? So, and he had like a white mink on and like a red
hard.
and a red like hat. Like, but anyway, yeah, that was almost my memorable experience. Jay-Z's my favorite rapper of all time, and my favorite Jay-Z song, like I mentioned on one of the episodes, is Where I'm From. So him giving his speech, but walking up to give his speech with Where I'm From playing was dope. And like that's the most memorable experience. The most eye-opening / behind the scenes would be the pre-telecast. So for those of you who don't know, what you see on the Grammys on TV on primetime is like what 10%?
10-15% 15% is the max
of the awards given. It's like 90-something categories, right?
I think they give out like what 10?
No, so 85% of the Grammys of the categories are announced at that pre-show that we went to. Yeah.
So the dope thing about the pre-show, which again I didn't know, as I was learning, it's open seating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the faster you can get in, anybody. You can sit wherever. So me and Chief were like 4 rows up, you know, and
yeah, dope movies.
And it was dope, like. And then seeing Killer Mike, that's right, the second. Seeing Killer Mike give his speech, how he gave his speech, that was the second dopest part. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah.
So, let's double back on the seats. If you're gonna go to the Staples Center, I don't care if it's for a Lakers game, whatever, get good seats, yo, because them cheap seats are ridiculous. It doesn't make sense why you would want to sit way up there.
Like,
there isn't like you.
It's literally just to say you were there.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
I don't know, man.
My seat was so bad, I couldn't even see the Jumbotron. Like, that's how bad my seat was in the Grammy.
Shorty gave me her binoculars to watch the show. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Yeah, so we ended up moving down. But so I think the highlights, a couple things that stood out to me. The Killer Mike joint was like super dope. So Killer Mike won the 3 Grammys, but he won them back to back to back. And that was during the first session. So he came out, gave his speech, was super hype, then went backstage and they called him back out again. And now he's dumb hype. Then he left again. They called him back out again.
For album of the year. The last one was album of the year, though. Rap album of the year.
So that joint was crazy. The Jay-Z joint was wild. Believe it or not, yo, I really dug the Fantasia tribute to Tina Turner. Like, she killed that joint.
See, I didn't even see that. I was getting a drink at that time.
You know, Fantasia got loose with it.
That's another thing in the Grammys. You can't come in and out during taping.
Right, recording time.
So, like, when it's recording, you got to just stand out there with your drink. So that's when I was with Drake Pops.
No, yeah.
He didn't know I was there though, but
Tracy Chapman and Luke Combs was dope.
That was real dope.
That joint was fire.
That was real dope. I ain't seen Tracy Chapman since I Drive a Fast Car.
Right. Y'all gonna laugh at me, but one of my highlights, but like something that stood out to me is, and I'm very confident who I am, but this nigga Boris Kojo is a sharp looking brother, man. Yo. I'm like, I see why this cat is on TV. Money was clean. His little goatee was sharp as hell. Like, they stenciled that joint on.
They probably did.
He like 6'4", got a badass like navy blue velvet blazer. That shit was hard. And he was just a clean brother out there with his wife and whatnot. Yo, he was just a sharp looking dude. And then
Chief was like, yo, he's an attractive man.
Like, that's it. Yo, bro was clean, bro. Like, super clean. I'm like, you see him on TV, he's like a regular nigga, but like in person, like it's almost like starstruck. It wasn't even starstruck. I'm like, yo, this is a sharp looking cat, yo. He's fit, dude, tall, clean shave, like he just the sharp looking dude, man.
You couldn't look away.
You gotta give respect. Respect is due.
Don't look him directly in his eyes.
Yeah, don't look him in his eyes. You don't know what's gonna happen. But Dougie Fresh, I saw Dougie Fresh, and Dougie Fresh had a bad joint with him. Man, his wife or whatnot, but shorty was ice cold.
I didn't see Dougie.
Yeah, he was.
I didn't see Dougie.
I know for me, I probably gotta say, hands down, talking to 4 or 5 at NWA.
Oh yeah, that was the night before, right?
That was the night before, but that was at the nominee celebration party.
What were they nominated for?
They got a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Oh,
so you know they got.
Right. Yeah, I saw it on the screen.
Yeah,
later.
So they had the Lifetime Achievement Awards, and Drake could make.
Who was it? DOC, DJ Yella,
DOC, Yella, Ren, and Ice Cube.
Oh, Cube was there too.
4 of them was there.
Oh wow!
Drake's daughter's birthday was that day, so he couldn't be there, and then he showed up to the Grammys the next day.
Yeah, he had to go.
I mean, I got to chop it with them and like just pour my love out to him and be like, yo, like I never thought about this until I saw y'all today, but I know hands down that part of the reason why I'm so confident and okay with expressing how I feel is because I grew up listening to y'all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And all the rappers I grew up listening to said whatever the fuck they wanted to say. So I just want to tell you thank you. You know what I'm saying? And then DOC, we started talking. That was probably had to be, you know what I'm saying? Like I got a nominee medallion on my neck now. Shout out to the Academy for your medallion you get when you're a nominee. They get you this gold medallion from Tiffany's.
I heard that was heavy too.
That shit is nice, man. It's a really nice one. But to have that around my neck and be talking to them was so dope to just kind of pay homage in person because I didn't see that coming.
Yo, what was it like growing up on the West Coast listening to NWA? Because I would imagine it's probably the same feeling we had towards Wu-Tang.
Well, for me, it'd be more so like Too Short E40 for me because that's where I grew up in the Bay. But I grew up listening to them too, so it wasn't as influential as they were because I grew up in the Bay and not in Southern California.
Because y'all literally speak the same language.
I mean, essentially, yeah, but we grew up listening to it. But if you ask me, I remember coming out to LA as a kid and knowing the culture and like the gang culture and stuff like that, and really not being able to wear certain shit in certain places where we went. But it was more so my influence was, Bay Area artists and growing up listening to Too Shorts and E40s and Loonies and all that shit. Bitch. But yeah, so that was dope. Another highlight, man, not hearing my name get called. Never, I'm not, I wanted to win that bitch. You know what I mean? And so I'm not saying in the sense of everybody's been like, like you lost, but you didn't really lose. There's no, right. I get that shit. Cool. I get that. No, I'm a motherfucking monster. You know what I mean? Like I want to win. So not hearing my name called was a highlight, man, because as soon as it happened, I was like, okay. I'm
gonna show you.
You know what I'm saying? I was like,
I'm gonna show you niggas.
I said, okay. Word. But it really was a lesson that, overall, there's more work to do. You know what I mean? And just when you think you got everything you need to do a certain thing, there's things that remind you that there's higher levels and there's more to it. Yeah. And that's what I needed because for a while I've been at this threshold with this poetry shit. You know what I mean? Like at a threshold that don't feel like it can go any further in the poetry world. Like, it just, and I've been
it has to expand past that.
Yeah, you're right. So you need something to show you that there is more outside of what you already have. And this totally made me have to come back and like just really assess where I want to go, what I want to do, and more importantly, what's needed and what other people are doing to get it. And they're doing a whole lot more than what I've been doing. So,
it's crazy because when I hear stuff like that, I think about college. And I remember when I had to flip the switch and like really started getting to it in college. And the thing that kept playing in my mind, I'm like, you really think you're working hard until you really start working hard.
Ooh, that's real.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, and not to say that you weren't working hard before, but it's just another level.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That you don't necessarily know you can even accomplish and or as possible. So that was like, look, man, when I sat there and didn't hear your name get called, I was actually shocked. You know what I'm saying? Like I was shocked. And I was like, but I know I'm biased, right? Obviously I'm biased, but I'm like, damn, like he really didn't get called. Because I think, and credit to you, because you've done a good job of speaking it into existence. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like, in short, you didn't hang your hat on the nomination. You know what I'm saying? Like you kept saying the work's not done, So I'm like, yeah, the work's not done, and it's gonna be done tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
and then
right.
when it didn't
really
come,
rapid.
it didn't hit me. And then when I saw how you and Sean reacted, like when we went to go get something to eat, and I'm like, all right, they really convinced themselves, as they should have, that this was theirs to lose. You know what I'm saying? And then when you did it, now it's like, I didn't prepare for this emotion almost.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And now,
And I didn't prepare for it. I wasn't even nominated. But when they didn't call your name, like my heart sunk to my stomach. I'm like, oh, like it was just it was a bad feeling. And I'm like,
mine didn't sink, but it was I'm like, I want what I want. You know what I mean? And when I feel like I'm told no, I ain't got time. You know what I mean? Like I'll deal with that feeling, whatever comes with that in a minute. But right now I'm on like, okay, I'm snarling and shit. You know, I got my Kobe face on and shit. Like, you know what I mean? And then that shit dropped.
What you think the camera, like if the camera panned to you when they didn't call your name, what you think your facial expression was like? Give it to us one time.
I know I was solid because I practiced it for a week.
The disappointment face?
No, I practiced being my base Grammy face. While we were in there. I knew that the camera could possibly be on me at any point in time. I'm a nominee, so I know I don't know what it looks like, but I know when it gets a spoken word, if there's a box, who knows? Right. So I just practiced just being real calm and cool. And when he won, I clapped, and there we go.
So was it I know the levels are different, but like, remember how like when the nominations came out and I didn't get nominated and you did, and I was like, I felt bad for myself, but felt almost even worse not celebrating you in the moment. Like I didn't want to give myself time to deal with my emotions. I felt like I had to applaud you. Right. Did you have that same type of feeling? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you sucks that I didn't get it, but I want to show this cat some love type thing?
Nah. I'm here to win. And it's not a diss. That's just not what I'm there for. Like I was here to win. And I told her congratulations. We've talked and spoke. I mean, you know, shout out to Jay Ivy, by the way, for winning.
Shout out to Jay Ivy. Back to back.
Yeah, back to back, man. But that's not why I'm there. You know what I mean? Like I don't. After game 7 of the NBA Finals, I'm gonna shake hands as a good sportsman, but I'm not there to do anything else. You know what I mean? That's what I came for.
That's fair. That's fair.
But I think again, it taught me so much, bud. Like in the whole manifestation thing. I still see it. I can still manifest the same emotion when I envision it. And that's the crazy thing to me right now. I envision where we sat. We had no idea we were going to sit there, but I knew we were going to sit to the right of the stairs. And I envisioned them stairs being like that. I envisioned walking up the steps. I envisioned getting a Grammy. I envisioned my speech, and I still fucking can. That's the crazy thing about it, because I did something over this past 16 months. I flipped a switch. I did something, and I can tell it's still there because this shit is over. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not doubting for a single second a minute of what I said I was going to do.
Yeah,
I didn't. And I don't feel dumb for it. I don't feel bad. I feel like, I think, P, you really just unlocked something in you that has you believing and looking at life differently now due to what you did. And it wasn't until we got home that I realized what I did. You know what I mean? Like, once I realized the real game with this Grammy shit and what's up there, and then I got home, was like, how the fuck did we just do that on our own?
Right.
Because now I really know what's required. I really know the game. You know what I mean?
It's almost like you've got a crash course in the business.
Absolutely. 110%. 1,010%. But
So what did it feel like? Like, you know, I'm always talking about how my circle of friends and yada, yada, yada. Like, what did it feel like having your people by your side? Like being able to walk the red carpet with your wife?
That was the best part.
You know what I'm saying?
The best part, the highlight, my answer to the highlight was when we left the hotel. That was
left the hotel to go to the
Grammys.
Oh yeah, that was
when we all left the hotel to go to Grammys. That is hands
imagine
down.
If it was sunny outside,
Come on, man.
Oh my God.
Come on, man. Imagine a lot of that. A lot of that, man. The highlight by far was all of us walking out the hotel, having no fucking clue where our entrance was, figuring it out, walking in the rain, trying to speed up, dressed to go to the Grammys. Hands down, it was like, it was real. This is what I envisioned, right? And this is what you were thinking about in 2022 when you said you wanted to do this. You said you didn't want to do it by yourself. You said it would be dope if your homies were there, and look how everything laid out for all of your people to be there. You know what I mean? And so in that moment, it already felt like complete in a way. You know what I mean? Like, it can't get no more organic than this. Like, these are really my friends and my niggas and my wife. And we're really all walking to the Grammys. Nobody's outside. It's not okay. We'll catch up with you a little bit later, P.
That's another thing I thought about too, because I had went to the All-Star Weekend back in 2013, and everybody when I got back, I said, "How was the All-Star game?" Oh no, I ain't go to the game. You know what I'm saying?
I was
just there for the festivities. But here I was actually at the Grammys in the after party, seeing Neil perform, which was crazy, and like it was crazy. But what I want to ask you, P, how was Sarai? Like, how was her demeanor and or response into not winning?
She just wanted to make sure I was okay. I think everybody did.
I got that feeling like she just looking out for you.
She just wanted to make sure I was cool. I think she knew before I did, because it took us coming home for me to realize how much work I put into it. You know what I mean? Like that hit when we got home Tuesday night. But she just wanted to make sure I was cool. Now, and not like in a pandering way or pacifying me, but just make sure I was cool. Let
me ask you this. And I'm gonna then ask you this too, Chief. What was the difference in the last 16 months for you than the previous 16 months?
I had a goal that I set for myself that mattered significantly. Going for this Grammy for 16 months got me more disciplined as a man.
Okay, so pause there for a second, and I'm going somewhere with this. So what was there, and if there wasn't, it's fine. Was there something tangible or tangible things that you did differently that you felt, okay, I'm moving different, or I'm doing this, I've never done this before, so it must be real because I'm now doing this and I've never done this before? Was there anything like that for you?
Yeah, there's a lot of it has to do with emotional control, man. Like emotional stability and control. I faced a lot of adversity over the past 16 months, like a lot. And how I responded emotionally to a lot of that adversity is what showed me, because I kept thinking to myself, when I win that Grammy, I don't want no extra stains on me. I want to feel like I legitimately earned this, right? Yeah. Like not like I'm fucking off in the rest of my life, but I'm going for this Grammy. And I know that if somebody did some research on me and look back, they could find out I've been doing X, Y, Z. So whatever those X, Y, Z things were, I was getting rid of those things. Like whether it was just certain behavioral traits, from a disciplinary space, I just kept telling myself when I get this award, I want to know that as a man, I've grown, because I felt like that was the only way. In my head, I was telling myself, that's how I double down on earning this, not just doing the work to win the Grammy, but as a man and as a person, I elevate myself along with the elevation. I think this is going to come with my career. You know what I mean? I don't want to just elevate career wise. I want to make sure that Prentice, like P, is really operating on some real stand up shit. So I felt like that day was going to be my day, and I wanted to, be in a better space. So I found myself really responding differently emotionally to a lot of adversity, and having something that I can put in my head during that time, that my emotions for that superseded whatever was going on in the moment. Nothing I went through for the past 16 months was worth me quitting this shit. I was like, nah, this ain't going to stop me from winning the Grammy. This ain't going to stop me from winning the Grammy. So I gave myself something that mattered enough over 16 months, but like for real. And so the crazy thing is now I feel lightweight displaced, because I put so much, like I just had something, regardless of what it was, I had something for the last 16 months, and that's done. So now I feel like I literally need something now to continue that drive and direction. You know what I mean?
Pause right there. Chief, same question for you. Because for those who don't know, Chief also submitted for a Grammy, but unfortunately wasn't nominated, but doesn't discount the work. So what changed for you this run compared to years prior?
I think, again, having the goal of getting to the Grammys and being nominated. So when you have a goal, you tend to move different. And when you say, oh, I'm going to go for this Grammy, now you got all eyes on you. You know what I'm saying? So you got to show up. You can't just be like, I'm going for the Grammy and not put out no product. And I think we had a conversation one day, like, yo, how your page named Chief the Poet, you ain't got no poetry on your page. I'm hosting my family in basketball games and my daughter's softball games and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like minimum with the poetry. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. Like I'm still doing my thing out in. I'm just bad at social media, but I'm out here kicking on their ass in different arenas, performing and getting the checks and whatever. But like not
Nobody
posting
knows.
any content on my page. You know what I'm saying? So I had to be more diligent about doing that. And I still think I need like a social media strategist to kind of help me put this stuff out there and get things going. But again, it's just having a goal and knowing what it takes to get to that goal, and then applying yourself towards doing that.
So my question to both of you guys, and you can answer whenever you want, but so what now? Right? Obviously the Grammys are every year, right? Like what do you change? What do you do different? What do you omit? What do you add? Like, or do you do nothing different and just keep grinding? Like what is the go forward look like?
I think we learn via the I gotta plug in. We learn via the process that it's kind of like a football thing, like football team. Like you get in the gym, you get bigger, faster, and stronger, but you can't win the game without your team. You know what I'm saying? So I think now, instead of riding this independent wave, I got this, I can do this, we got to tap into resources to help us achieve the goals that we need. We can't do it all by ourselves.
What I will say is that, again, there are levels, man. There are just significant levels. And sometimes to really understand the levels, you have to go through it and experience it. So now that I understand the levels, if it was something I chose to do again, I'd be a whole lot more prepared, a whole lot smarter. You know what I'm saying? It's really something that's so monumental that you really, again, I keep saying you got to experience it. You know, a lot of people think they know, but you got, even being there and not competing against it, even looking at all the people on the floor. We went to the regular Grammy, right? Like just watching Oprah interact with Beyonce and Jay-Z and watch people shift and seat fillers come down and just see how all of this shit is structured. It has to tell you, even as a spectator and being able to be there, this is a whole different ball game,
bro. The first of all,
this, go ahead, Bill.
Well, I'm gonna get to that in a second, but the production level of production
from
between the pre-show
and
the whole shit
to the Grammys.
As soon as we walked in the pre-show, you remember that?
Yo, but
that side door.
So
it was like
the pre-show was dope, and it was like really good, really well done. But the Grammys,
the night show, what?
Yo,
like the TV version?
Yo, crazy.
The level up was crazy. Like
it was like public access TV to Sports Center.
Right.
It was crazy. But again, when you're in it, it's still dope. It's still cool.
Yeah. So, imagine having a product that you brought to that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then it really puts into perspective. You know how hard you worked on certain things, you know, and where you need to step your shit up and how much work you did put in. But when you put your product on that stage, then you're like, oh.
Yeah.
But you got to be there. It don't matter how many times you see it on TV. You got to compete.
Yeah, and
you got to compete to really understand what's next. You know what I mean? And I think if you compete and you do understand what's next, you're very deliberate about answering that question.
And I think that prepares us better for this year, because knowing what we knew going into this first round, and then actually being there and seeing all of the things that go on behind the scenes, like,
that's the whole play.
Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, this is different.
Listen, man, what this really taught me is how much of the world is at play. How many people are running plays, and what I mean by plays are being strategic and deliberate. That's what I mean.
Because they have the knowledge in reference to do so.
Right.
Because
people want, but
you were very get in there. You were very strategic and deliberate.
Right. Very strategic and deliberate with the campaign. But then you realize there's levels to the access, right?
No, 100%.
There's levels to the access.
But and even then we talked about it. We don't give you had access.
Right,
still didn't have access.
Right. But his access that we thought, oh, this is the access necessary to win. But then we were like, oh no, this is just the getting started.
Right.
Access.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, like you said, a minnow in the ocean.
Yeah.
Right. Literally a minnow in the ocean on that red carpet. And so you need those moments to just remind you, one, you're going in the right direction, but two, that there's more, and three, work fucking harder.
Side note, real quick. we talked about seat fillers. Let's throw that gem in here real quick. Yo, I didn't know there was such a thing as seat fillers. Like,
I had
you
no
see
idea, bro.
Beyonce and Victoria Monet and all them people down there sitting there. The people sitting next to them are just regular
randoms.
like regular random.
Like, yo, why everybody leave it? And then horde of people come down and replace the seats.
It was wild.
Because what tripped me out was, tipped me off was they all had these purple, look like breast cancer ribbons, but they're purple. And I'm like, so I said, what is that? What is that? Because we were in line taking pictures, and she didn't have a phone, so she asked us, hey, could you just take a picture for me on your phone? I'm like, why don't you have a phone? She, I was a seat filler, and I kind of brushed it off. I didn't think anything about it, and then I learned that she kept talking. Like, no, this is a real position.
Yeah, they get paid to like sit next to the celebrities.
Yeah, it's there was somebody from Winnipeg.
Yeah, she's like, I was at the Emmys last week. Like, what? Like.
And so DC got up during the show, and Sean and DC were sitting next to each other in the row right behind us. And DC got up, and then 2 minutes later, this girl sat down right next to Sean. And Sean was looking at her like, she was like, "Oh, don't worry. When he comes back, I'll get up. I'm just a seat filler." And I was like, God, like they got
it was on it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they got, and we were super close.
You were close when the camera pans through.
Exactly, we was right there. So when the camera pans, they can't have any empty seats. So there was just so much you had to really be paying attention to really see what was going on in there. And if you were paying attention, I don't think there's any way you couldn't be like blown away. Like, damn, this is a whole different world.
Yeah. So if you look good in a suit or a dress and you want to be a seat filler, you can apply and get a job, and they fly you into these places. And but
remember she told us the statistics. It was like
she was like one of like thousands that got.
It was
200 of like hundreds of thousands, like 100,000 people.
No, it was 30,000 people and 3,000 got selected.
Yeah, something like that.
30,000, 3,000 got selected. And I was like, damn, that's tougher admissions than most colleges.
Yeah, it was crazy. That seat filler thing tripped me out too. Like, they just pay you to sit down, and she's like, I was sitting next to I think she said like I think it was Victoria Monet. I think it was. She's like, I'm sitting next to her and we just talking. I'm like, that's just
but because my whole thing is like, yo, like how can't y'all fill these seats?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like y'all had us in section double X. Like, we would have gladly came down there.
Yeah, man.
But again, I think the table seats that were on the floor for the Grammys are like only for those who are nominated within those categories. I don't think they fill up all that space.
Yeah, but they got rules though. Like they can't like almost like speak when spoken to type shit with the seat fillers. When they sit with like the A-listers,
you can't sit down and just talk to Beyonce.
But you can't be like fanned out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
there definitely got to be parameters around all that shit, man. You can't just have anybody down there sitting next to Beyonce. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, that whole shit was. I mean, there's so much to still process and unpack, man. But just most importantly, it's just about the levels, man. And it all came full circle one way or another, and I'm thankful for that. And it's a trip too. Just it's interesting how people are reacting now and responding to the title of being Grammy nominated. You know what I mean? But what the crazy thing too is the reality.
We got to change that on the website. Make sure it's on there now. So
we definitely got to put that on there. Yeah, we hella do. Just and like we were talking about earlier, perception versus reality. The way people are responding to me be Grammy nominated versus the reality of being Grammy nominated. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
life is good.
I'm still Prentice. I'm back in Oakland.
I'm back at the crib.
I didn't win.
You know what I mean?
With my family.
Back to the crib and all that good stuff. But the biggest thing and the most important thing that I gotta say is I realized how many people are proud of me, but I really did.
Yeah.
I realized how many people are really proud of me. Like so many people are like, yo, I am so proud of you. Like people I've never heard say it. And that is what touched me the most, because now I feel like I did something good. You know what I mean? Like I did something that motivated people, it inspired people. And at the end of the day, hella people are proud of me. And how can you lose with that? You know what I'm saying? So along with the lessons, man.
In addition to being proud of both of you brothers, what I will say is, and I'll speak from a selfish perspective, the fan in me appreciates the Grammys because you've both already admitted it, but you have not been as consistent with product as you've been since these Grammys were an option. You know what I'm saying? So the fan in me is like, man, because I'll be getting on cheap, like, yo, man, don't get caught up in this Grammy shit. But in the same breath, I'm like, yeah, but him being caught up in this Grammy shit has allowed me to listen to some dope albums.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And you have to, because the poetry community isn't going to do that. You get what I'm saying? So I personally have to have something else way beyond anything spoken word poetry specific related to give that kickstart, because there's a glass ceiling with poetry, like in the community.
No, yeah, and it's
like
crazy.
half the time they don't even fuck with me, so I really don't have a lot.
I saw something online and it asked, I can't remember who posted it, but it said, "Poets, how many spoken word albums have you listened to this year?" And I'm just like,
oh wow, directed it to poets.
Yeah, and if you don't have a following for yourself, the regular poets ain't checking for you,
right, at all. You know what I mean? So you have to have other things that you're shooting. I feel like.
I wonder though, in all genres, how that is, because Lil Wayne talks about all the time he don't be listening to current rap.
No, it's very different with spoken word poetry because we're so premature on a broad scale. You know what I mean? Like
what do you mean?
This is his second year in the category of the Grammy. This is infancy stage.
Minnows in the ocean.
Nobody knows. You know what I mean? Nobody knows.
But before there was a Grammy, there was still spoken word.
Absolutely.
Albums.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And my question is it like that in all genres where it's like who's Billie Eilish listening to right now? Like I don't know. I'm not saying she is or she isn't. I'm just saying, is this just common practice? I guess is what I'm saying more than anything. So it's not like exclusive to poetry that poets don't listen to other poetry albums. Like is it just something that's just par for the course in the creative space?
I get what you're saying.
No, that's a fair question, but I just think in terms of this genre being so new in such an infancy stage, we need the poets to band together and support one another in order to help, drive these numbers, bring more attention to the craft, and help us all achieve more.
Like, though? Banding together.
I mean, it's
like, what's the goal? I'm curious.
I mean, it's little things. Like it can be as simple as just sharing something that they like.
Good luck with that.
But they won't even do that.
Good luck with that.
They'll be like, they'll hit a like on your joint, but not share. Like it don't cost nothing to share.
These
niggas spread the word about somebody. Like anytime P posted something, I was like, just share it. Share it.
Niggas will dislike you for pushing the craft forward.
That has no momentum. Posted the other day, he posted him and Sean are in Oakland. And I'm still sharing. Like, I don't, even if I know somebody in Oakland, they already know who P is anyway.
Right.
But
that's a good point.
You're still sharing it, you know what I'm saying? Just to kind of support your people. And I mean, even if they're not your people, support the craft.
Yeah, you need different places to go with your art, man. But yeah, it's pushing, and it was a good experience. And overall, man, I'm just glad we was all there. We all got to say we was there. We all experienced the same shit. We all seen the same thing in real time, and niggas was fly as fuck.
Did you feel
good?
Tell us
shit.
Did you feel good though?
Hell
like,
yeah.
I just, my homies.
Come on, man.
Like,
that shit was great. That shit was great. I want more. You know what I'm saying? I want more moments like that for us.
We got who did it better. We got to post a picture.
Oh, hold on. Before that, run my money, man. Don't play with me, man.
You're right.
What's the bet?
Don't fucking play with me.
See, I apologize. I owe Bell $5 because my Niners lost the Super Bowl. I told him I was gonna pay him on the live. I don't got no cash on me, but I got. Matter of fact,
the juice is running, bro. You on the clock? It's 3:05 Pacific time, man. You got the 4 o'clock. The payroll is $7.
You on the clock?
The juice is running.
Yeah. So
now who wore it better? Me.
Nah, the color was nice though, but them pinstripes. Listen, man.
Should I share your friend we going to lunch with?
Yeah, we
No, I mean I think Prentice got a compliment. Somebody shout out to Jessica. She's a supporter. She actually reposted us that we're gonna be in Morehouse in a couple of weeks. But she said your suit was tailored to the gods.
Thank you.
That's what she said.
Shout out to my man B, my frat Brandon Grayscale. Yeah, B had me right, man. He did my wedding tux. I had to go back.
That joint, it did feel good though. Like, and it's crazy because Bell was like, "Yo, let's get this picture." And now, like, we got time. We took.
That was the only first and last.
We took, man.
I was thinking about that.
That was in the valet.
Right.
We weren't even nowhere near the Grammys at that point.
Nowhere near it, man.
But everything just happened so fast.
Yeah.
And the emotions and all of that.
And then we were just going. And it was a hurricane, bro. That was not regular. That was not regular weather.
Crazy.
That was not regular weather, which definitely put a different experience on it that I could have did without. You know what I'm saying? But it's part of the memory. You
I
know
still
what I
got
mean?
the umbrella though.
Do we?
Yeah, because it was like 3 on the ground. I just picked one up. I'm like, man, we
keep saying.
I took that joint back to the crib. Like, no, I'm keeping this.
Yeah, man.
Umbrella. So overall, give your final thought about the Grammys.
All right, my final thought. I'll start. My final thought is that You got to go for it, man. Once you go for it and see what's on the other side, it lets you know that there's a whole lot more land down there. So, the Grammys definitely were my eye opening, my new upper level, bottom tier experience, and I'm curious and excited to see what I decide to do next. You know what I'm saying? Because I know whatever it is now, it's gonna be some wild, crazy shit that I'm really gonna enjoy doing. That I hope makes an impact. So, I'm really thankful for the experience. It taught me a lot.
Yo, you said upper level, bottom tier.
Yeah,
that's like profound.
Yeah,
that's how it works. That's how it's worked for me.
Upper level, bottom
tier. There's a line
tier.
like that in one of your poems. You talk about that.
I talk about glass ceilings are nothing more than elevated floors.
That's not it. It's something else.
That's a hard ass
but I got bars.
That's a hard ass line.
But there was something other you talk about, like I think it's literally like being at the bottom level of the top tier. Like I think you said something like that in one of your poems.
I probably do. But yeah, that's how it seems, man. You rip through, you get to the pinnacle, and you realize that you're at the bottom, and it's some more levels.
And I feel like this is not like linear, like this tier. Like you know what I'm saying, like. It's not like, when I get here, then I'll be here. Like when you go from freshman to JV to varsity, like it's not like that. It's like there's no rhyme or reason. You know what I'm saying? Like and that's unfortunately that's show business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But my final thought, man, is we'll be back. You know what I'm saying? We'll be back and it'll be better, more prepared, more educated, and it will be a harder decision.
Word.
That's my final thought.
Yeah. So for me, I think outside of embracing the experience, take a moment to learn from the experience, because you can get there and get lost in the sauce with all the celebrities.
Oh man,
and the glam, glory and glitz and glamour and all that stuff going on. And you can get lost in it and not really take in what you need to take in to help propel yourself to the next level. And more importantly, do dope shit and bring your friends with you.
Man,
like, not to say that it would have gone any different, but I think there's some solace in not winning, but still being able to celebrate with your people.
Hell yeah.
Still being able, you know what I'm saying?
It's still a victory.
I had a good time at lunch after we lost. You know what I mean? Like it took me like I was feeling it, but I still had a good time because I was there with my friends, eating with my friends.
That food was good too.
Smacking.
Banging.
Shout out to Fixins.
Kevin Johnson.
Word. I think that's cool. But to Bell's point, we will be back, and it'll just be bigger and better and badder ass suits.
Yeah, but y'all go ahead and we're gonna post a picture of our suits. Y'all go ahead and rate my suit and Chief suit.
That color was nice with them pinstripes, boy.
I told him he should have went to the place I got mine from, but he don't be listening to me. That's another episode.
Chief don't listen.
Chief don't listen. Ain't nobody on this planet I get more advice to than him and Brianna. Brianna be listening though.
I'll be listening.
I'm gonna be listening.
Anywho, yo, this has been another episode of All Black Men Need Therapy. Do dope shit with your friends. We can be found on all social media outlets at All Black Men Need Therapy. You can email each of us individually at Chief, Prentice, or Bell at abmnt.com, or you can email the consensus at allblackmenneedtherapy@gmail.com.
Go to the website, get some merch.
Go to the website, abmnt.com.
And remember, we are going to be in Atlanta at Clark, Morehouse, and Spelman next month in March. So details will be coming very, very soon, y'all.
Word.
Shouty.
Yeah. So, and our voice line, shout out to the people who've been reaching out to the voice line. Yeah, we caught a couple recently, like in the middle of the crisis, that like reached out to us.
Yeah, man. Shout out to y'all.
It's kind of like, I mean, it's cool and it's scary as hell because, again, we are not therapists, but if we can help, level you out a little bit so you make some good choices and keep pushing, then please feel free to reach out. 860-410-6160. 860-410-6160. Per usual, y'all, do us all a favor and hug a black man today.
Do it.
And tomorrow.
Do it.
We are OWT.